I think in the life of yoga here in the United States, we are far enough along that most folks, even if they are not yoga practitioners, realize that there are many different styles. And tonight we're talking with a couple of ladies who practice a style of yoga that is, I believe, fairly new still to the United States, and certainly one that I hadn't heard of before. And so in the second part of our conversation, we have convened to learn more about artistic yoga. Do tell.
Okay, artistic yoga is a style of yoga that connects together aesthetic poses with passages and hooks. It has a timing, it has a technique, and so it's actually different than other forms of yoga flow or yoga dance. It's really its own style. And the idea is that the person doing the series, eventually it looks like a cascade, flowing and morphing from one aesthetic pose to the next. So it's really a celebration of yoga, and more than anything, this is a style and a method of yoga that focuses on the spirit. And what I mean by that is your feelings and your emotions. And the idea is that art is a purely spiritual thing. Art is nothing more than having a feeling and transmitting that feeling to others. It's not an intellectual discipline, it's not a sport, but really it's a spiritual discipline. And so this is a yoga that links art and yoga together in that way, where the practitioner actually arrives at being able to channel and command their spirit or their feelings, thanks to the style, thanks to the technique. It incorporates poses that already have that kind of effect on the human being, and it can be added to music. And so it's a very merciful yoga in that way, and very beautiful as well. So
I love that, a merciful yoga.
Yeah.
And I think that without being too lighthearted about it, I think that is something that, especially for folks when they begin to practice yoga, if they're not previously fit and maybe trying a little too hard, I think for some folks, yoga can be a little bit of an unmerciful experience.
Maybe. Yeah, maybe. But in this way, when it's the feeling that takes over, your enjoyment of the activity can transcend that physical difficulty.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Erin, talk a little bit about how you came to this style and this practice of yoga from what you were doing previously, and kind of how it's changed your yoga practice.
Okay. Well, I had signed up to do the yoga teacher training through the Integrated School of Yoga with Miss Shakti, and she was teaching an artistic yoga class. And I came in, and she looked at me and she said, "What are you doing here?" And I said, "I'm doing yoga." And it was beautiful. It was weird. It was awkward at first. And when I finished the class, I felt really, really almost relieved. I had let go of some things that were there that I don't think I had a chance to let go of before. And it was just a different way to do yoga. It was fun. It is fun. It's beautiful. I love it.
Very
It
cool.
also has an element to it where it also works the physical body in a way that other yogas don't, and that's thanks to the passages. The passages from one pose to another also have an effect on the physical body, as well as the poses themselves. You need to imply endurance, control of your breath. So it's a fantastic style, and we're really happy to bring it to the yoga raves. The first one's tomorrow. And also to the Park City television too, to spread the awareness.
Well, as we discussed before we came on camera, a lot of folks here in Park City that are real yoga adherents, and hopefully a nice audience tonight watching. To me, it's always fun to hear about a different style, even within, in this case, the kind of the category of yoga, which is an ever-expanding thing as we realize it to be here. Talk a little bit about how long have you been doing it, and what was the transition from sort of knowing about it, being exposed to it, to bringing it to other people, not just kind of in a small setting, but
well, actually, I was fortunate enough to be the direct disciple of the creator of art, or the creator of artistic yoga. The name is Swami Maitreyananda, and this was in Buenos Aires, Argentina.
Wow.
Where for several years I immersed myself in yogic discipline there. And I brought home with me, actually, 11 important styles of yoga. And all of these can be found at the Integrated School of Yoga, and one of them is artistic yoga. So I brought this back with me in 2008, and along with the other styles, yoga integral, traditional yoga, yoga therapy, amongst others, I also began transmitting artistic yoga to the United States, and that's my duty, and so that's something that I do. And since then, we've been able to grow the community of artistic yoga practitioners. And so it's small in the US, but it's actually an international yoga. It's very popular in India. You can find all of these things on YouTube. You'll find artistic yoga videos coming from Europe, coming from all the countries of South America, and also in India, and the work that we've done here in the United States. So all the people in the United States interested in becoming artistic yoga teachers or knowing artistic yoga, they're going to come through our school.
So they're coming to Salt Lake City.
Yes, and we have actually had people come from other parts of the nation for the trainings that we do and that thing. So
that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I think a special and unique opportunity. Not too many people get to introduce something like that and be kind of a part of the first wave, for lack of a better way to put it, of introducing and encouraging this style of yoga in this case.
Yeah. Right, it's a joy. It has its challenges, but it's a joy. And so I hope that all the viewers will stay tuned to get a chance to see Aaron's demonstration.
Well, you know, if yoga doesn't work out, maybe you could become a television host. That was a very nice transition. Well, ladies, thank you so much for being here and talking both about the upcoming event and also your work. And did we say where you can find out more, folks can find out more online about